Hello and welcome back to yet another video from Mattydtube, and in today's video I have a rather interesting video for you lot. As you can see by the titles, the premise of heroes has been used a lot in movies during 2020, during coronavirus. Where the NHS are superheroes, we have firemen, we have policemen, we have all sorts of people. We have this person that I may or may not play, but even if I don't, I'll explain it to you. I believe this African man saved a child from France, I believe, from falling out of the window or something like that. As far as I can remember, it was years ago. And he was claimed to be a hero, and he got his French citizenship, which says kind of a lot, that you have to do a lot just so you can be a French citizen if you're not already French. But that's besides the point. Yes, I do not care. Yet again, my notebook is in my hand. This is what I use to remind myself. but yeah, in all seriousness, as you can see by the title, this video will be about everyday heroes, not the ones with superpowers, but the ones that are just like you and me. And with that said and explained and slight corniness and cringe out of the way, I know it does sound like a pretty cringe concept, but trust me, it is gonna be pretty decent. Let's get into this video. I hope you enjoy, and as per usual, roll the intro. Alright, so let's start off the video, and this time I remembered to write points for myself to make my life easier. That's what I probably wanted. I finally decided to make my life easier and write points for myself. Yes, but with that being said, let's start with point one. Point one. Who are they in stereotype of powers? Now, okay, when we think of heroes, we think of, I don't know, maybe Superman, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern. No, those are like DC. Nobody thinks about DC anymore. Like, let's say Marvel superheroes, like I would say Iron Man, Captain America, people like that, but you get the gist. And when that's what we normally think when we say the word, the world. When we say the word, and they normally come up with the stereotype of every superhero has some sort of a superpower. But that is obviously not always the case, as the examples I've already stated in the beginning. Let's get on with point two, because that was basically point one. That's all over for point one. Yeah, talk about making my life easier. Point two, this is a longer point. This is like a paragraph of a point. So if I look down for a certain period of time, it's my notebook. Okay? They're just normal people who help and don't want. Let me say like I'm not reading my handwriting. They're just normal people who just help and don't want anything in return. Like, let's say parents, the popo, firefighters, or just a random stranger who helps an old lady across the road. No, let's say you're a comic book fanatic and you've heard of the comic book where Thanos helps an old lady across the road, and he does that because there's this woman that was going to be a superhero, but he completely stunted that from happening. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you help a woman across the road because you say that, yes, if I scientifically help this, technically speaking, if I help this woman across the road, I will stop the cure for cancer. No, that's just evil. That's different. But people who just do things and they don't really expect anything in return, not even a thank you. I mean, you do things and don't expect a thank you. Good on you, because not many people say it anyways. So the people who just do it for the fact, because they have because they have your best interest in. I have words in my mouth coming out, but it's the wrong words. Like, formulate the right ones. They have your best interest at heart. That's why I use the example of your parents, because they do things for you for your best interest. I'm not talking about say they send you to a strict school. That's different. That's questionable. That's rather questionable. Yeah, that's pretty questionable. But I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. So that's being the case. Those are just like the daily superheroes with no powers. People who help us and have our best interest at heart, and they don't expect anything in return. That is what makes somebody a hero. That is what in this life defines a hero. It doesn't, I mean, it kind of does matter how they do it, but as long as the outcome is good for everybody, it's not like, oh yes, let's say, you know, the moral dilemma of killing one person or killing 5 people, I believe it was. Either way, you're still killing someone, so it's not good for anybody. It's not good for anybody. But let's say instead of any of those, you stop the train. It's not really part of the dilemma, but let's just say that's an option. You stop the train. That's basically what nowadays superheroes are. No with superpowers, just people who have your best interest at heart, and they're kind to you. They understand you and they do things for your benefit, not doing things to use you. For example, that is the definition of a superhero nowadays. Let's go on the third point, because I believe that's where we're at. How are they heroes? Because you normally see a hero with a cape, but not all heroes wear capes, and not all heroes do that to define themselves. Yeah, okay, there's this great scene that teared me up a little bit in My Hero Academia, where it's like, the reason we wear capes is to protect little girls. But yeah, how are the heroes? Like, how do they protect us? Like I've said, with parents, they just have your best interest at heart, and they know what's good for you. For the police, that's not always the case, because some of them randomly stop you for driving on the road, which makes absolutely zero sense, but apparently to them, it makes a lot of sense. For whatever reason, it makes sense to them. That just shows some of them need some help. Let's pay for these police, but not all of them. Not all of them are like that, because we can't define we can't define one person, one individual that we see in a uniform by the other people who wear that uniform. It's basically kind of I'll call it stereotyping, because you're judging someone on the fact that they're wearing a certain thing, and it's kind of judging someone on the skin, because the skin, flesh is just flesh. I mean, underneath the flesh, we're all the same. We'll have bones, we'll have muscles, we'll have the same organs. Everything is there. It's just the pigmentation of the skin, really. I hope I've explained this and you understand it. But with that being said, the fourth point, which is basically / conclusion, I'm going to be reading for a book because I kind of forgot it. Okay, this kind of, it does coincide. The thing is, has what you've done made a difference? Because these quote-unquote heroes, or people that we perceive to be heroes, what they've done helps people and they don't expect anything in return. Let's say, for example, I'm going to use Chadwick Boseman as an example. Or the person, Denzel Washington, it just came to mind just now. Denzel Washington, what he did is that I believe he paid, I don't know the whole story, but he somehow was able to pay for Chadwick Boseman's university or college or something like that, and he made it into university. That helped somebody, and he didn't ask for anything in return. He just did it. I mean, some people who donate to charity, the people that they've impacted, they now expect, yes, I'll help you. Now, can you, run some errands for me? Potentially, maybe you get yourself killed, but I won't tell you that. And they just expect something in return. But the true heroes, they do it because they feel like, yes, I'm a human being. You're a human being. You may be less privileged than me, but I want to try and help you. That's the heroes in today's society, or the real heroes that we don't see on the TV that actually do exist. With that being said, I guess I can conclude this video with a question. What have you done to impact the world? And with that being said and that being explained, I hope you've enjoyed and subscribe. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you also subscribe, comment, share. You'll really be helping the brother out. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Peace.
Okay, I know that's the last thing that you heard was rather, one, really quiet, or two, it sounded weird because I was talking about looking at my notebook and doing a voiceover. When I'm doing a voiceover, I don't ever talk about looking at my notebook because you can't see me, and if you don't get caught, you're necessarily not really doing it. Isn't that right? But seriously, my the video that I was supposed to drop, which is this one, I'm not gonna lie to you, the footage, it decided to just leave. It decided like, yeah, no, you're not publishing this stuff today. So it just messed up. The footage messed up, and then some of the what's it called, even like the audio messed up as well. So I had to like just record a little. It's a tragedy. It's a mess. It's sadder than Macbeth. That rhymed for no reason. Maybe I should become a rapper. No, I'm joking. But yeah, actually though, one more thing. I know you're probably expecting an outro, but there's no outro. There's no more outro. The outro is gone. Even that went away. It says file cannot be found. So you'll just be looking at a picture of Naruto for the next 30 seconds. Enjoy. I lied. I meant Madara because he's literally my new icon. Screw the Goku Black. He's now beaten sold.